It's hard to overstate Paul Rodgers' contributions to rock and roll. From Bad Company to Free to The Firm, and on other projects all along the way, he's called the Voice because of his incredible singing, and his style as an onstage performer impressed no less than Freddie Mercury of Queen. And indeed, he did become Queen's frontman years after Mercury's death, when the band were billed as Queen and Paul Rodgers, before Adam Lambert. It wasn't the first time that he was sought out to front a band either. After Jim Morrison's death, the remaining members of The Doors actively pursued Rodgers to be their lead singer, but he declined because he reportedly just didn't think that the pieces would fit. He was in not one, but two supergroups, first with Bad Company, and then in the 80s with The Firm, a group he formed with Led Zeppelin's Jimmy Page. He was in another group, The Law, and he released solo projects all along the way. He has influenced so many other rock singers since the late 60s, and he is included on Rolling Stone's 100 Greatest Singers of All Time list. The blue-eyed soul frontman from hardscrabble Northern England formed the band Free in the late 60s and had worldwide success with the song All Right Now, which is still in regular rotation on classic rock radio. In 1973, he went on to form one of the first British supergroups with Bad Company, a group he formed with Mick Ralphs from Mott the Hoople on guitar. The two recruited Free drummer Simon Kirke and Boz Burrell, former bassist for King Crimson. Bad Company were managed by the legendary Peter Grant, who looked after Led Zeppelin's storied career, and they were the first band signed to Zeppelin's own record label, Swan Song Records, which was overseen by Grant. Now, Swan Song was a stroke of genius. It not only gave Led Zeppelin the ability to promote their own work, but it gave Grant the opportunity to sign other artists who, like the newly formed Bad Company, needed to remove themselves from the hassle of dealing with their respective former record labels. And removing hassle was what Peter Grant was best at. There are few managers in rock with the same reputation for being a ruthless champion of his artists. Bad Company was an immediate success. When they released their first self-titled album in 1974, it climbed the charts in the UK and it went to #1 in the US on the Billboard 200. Driven by the singles Can't Get Enough, Moving On, Ready for Love, and the song Bad Company, the album went nuts and the band were absolutely on fire. They quickly went back into the studio to record their second album, Straight Shooter, which was released in 1975 and was also successful. Songs like Feel Like Making Love, Good Lovin' Gone Bad, and Shooting Star proved that Bad Company had legs, hushing some critics who speculated that they, like another supergroup that came before them, Blind Faith, would fall apart after just one album. On the contrary, when they released their third album, Run With the Pack, in 1976, it too reached the top 5 on the charts in the UK and in the US. By the way, Run With the Pack was recorded in France in the Rolling Stones mobile studio truck, which is an important piece of rock history that definitely deserves a mention. Originally owned by the Rolling Stones, it was a mobile recording unit that could be used anywhere, freeing bands from the restrictions and the prying eyeballs of a typical recording studio setting. The mobile studio was used to record really big albums from the Stones, Led Zeppelin, The Who, Bad Company, Dire Straits, and many more, wherever they were, up until the 90s. It is now housed in the National Music Centre in Canada. Bad Company's first 3 albums absolutely dominated, and this supergroup had hit after hit in the span of just 3 years, during which they packed stadiums around the world. As well as it did in terms of sales, Run With the Pack actually has the least number of mega hits compared to the first 2 albums. They released Young Blood, a cover of the Coasters classic, and Honey Child as singles, but fans loved the title track of the album, which was written by Rodgers, and they especially loved another one he wrote for the Run With the Pack album that was never released as a single, Silver, Blue, and Gold. Why Swan Song didn't release Silver, Blue, and Gold as a single is a mystery. It is a perfect rock song, an introspective look at love gone wrong. And the fact that it wasn't a single certainly didn't stop radio from playing it eventually. In 1976, there was an abundance of love songs on the radio. Frampton's Baby I Love Your Way was a huge hit, as was Boston's More Than a Feeling and Queen's Somebody to Love, to name just a few. But even among these, Paul Rodgers' love song, named after colors, hits just a bit different. He has said that it is one of the songs he is most fond of, and fans know that this is the one that actually separates Bad Company from the rest of the pack, so to speak. Silver, Blue, and Gold starts with Rodgers on piano, and the lyrics go like this. In the beginning, I believed every word you said. Now that you're gone, my world is in shreds. You loved me and left me. You took all the things that I needed so bad. I'm standing here wondering, where is the love that I had? Give me silver, blue, and gold. The color of the sky, I'm told. My rainbow is overdue. It's exactly the way you feel when a relationship has taken a turn for the worse. When he sings that silver, blue, and gold are the colors of the sky, I'm told, it's a subtle way of saying that there has been no blue sky, no sunshine in his world since his love interest has left. We can all relate to this sad phenomenon, and to that moment when we realize that, hey, it's time to pick up the pieces and move on, get out of the doldrums. He perfectly articulates this when he so fantastically sings the line, "My rainbow is overdue," affirming to us listeners that there is a time for moping around and a time for looking forward to a happier time. Rodgers circles back for more on the next verse. In the beginning, there was something of love that was mine. Now it's gone and I'm crying. The time that it takes for a love to grow cold is a wonder to me. I'm walking around with my head hanging down. Tell me, where is she? Give me silver, blue, and gold. The color of the sky, I'm told. My rainbow is overdue. Then he sings this line twice. Don't forsake me, 'cause I love you. When Rodgers sings the line, the time that it takes for a love to grow cold is a wonder to me. It's important because it covers off on one of the first steps of grieving after a loss. When he sings, don't forsake me 'cause I love you, it covers off on another. Psychologists list the stages of grief as shock and denial, then pain or guilt, then anger and bargaining, followed by depression, and then acceptance. In a few short lines, Paul Rodgers somehow chronicles all of this in a love song based on 3 colors found in the sky if you look up. It's magical. And the song ends with a repeat of the chorus. Give me silver, blue, and gold. The color of the sky, I'm told. My rainbow is overdue. And one last plea for the girl who left to stay. One last attempt at bargaining. Don't forsake me, 'cause I love you. It's a super relatable song that manages to be both sad and uplifting all at the same time. And that's why fans have loved it since 1976. Paul Rodgers is very private about his personal life, but we know that he was married for over 25 years to Michiko Shimizu, and he was married to her when this song was released. The two wed in 1971 and divorced in 1996. They had 2 children together, Steve and Jasmine, who, by the way, also became musicians. Rodgers remarried Cynthia Carolick, a Canadian model, in 2007, and the two now live in British Columbia. Bad Company released several more albums after 1976, of course, and had more hit songs. But those first 3 albums remain the most successful. With Bad Company and his other projects, Paul Rodgers has sold over 90 million albums worldwide, and he's recorded and performed with everybody from Jeff Beck to Buddy Guy to Sam Moore, one of his singing heroes. It remains a complete joke to fans that he and Bad Company have so far not been inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. And what Rodgers will always have is fans, a singular type of singer and songwriter, capable of holding a stadium-sized crowd in the palm of his hand, and for writing this, one of the most touching love songs based on three little colors, silver, blue, and gold, and how after the sky is clear, we all deserve a rainbow. I'm Janda, and this has been Behind the Song. Special thanks to Christian Lane for the music you hear on this podcast. Subscribe on YouTube and watch the video episodes, and follow Behind the Song podcast on TikTok. On the way, episodes about lyrics from more classic rock and roll. It seems like everyone I talk to is taking advantage of low mortgage rates these days, and for good reason. Rates are near the lowest they've been in decades, and our friends at DuPage Credit Union want to help you make the most of this market. So whether you're a first-time home buyer, you're looking to refinance, or you want to renovate your home, DuPage Credit Union's award-winning team will be there every step of the way, from application to closing. Plus, home buyers can qualify for $300 off their first month's mortgage payment by completing a free home loan consultation. Take advantage of DuPage Credit Union's low rates today. To schedule a free consultation or to apply, call 800-323-2611 or visit DuPageCU.com. That's DuPageCU.com. DuPage Credit Union is an equal housing opportunity lender. NMLS number 445096. By Members' Choice, this financial institution is not federally insured. Members' deposits are privately insured up to $250,000 per account through American Share Insurance. DuPage Credit Union. Banking inspired.